They probably went this way. Can you see anything? Maybe back there.
Look, there are tracks there.
Yes, I see them.
They're fresh, I'd say from today. Look,
The animals went that way.
yes, behind the hills.
I'd say so too.
I'm sure we'll find them there. There's something moving back there.
Yes, I can see them now.
We have to separate the mother from her calf. You take the calf, I'll hold the mother.
Keep hold of her.
The Sahara in southern Morocco. Here, the vast desert stretches over 1,000 kilometers into Mauritania.
She's following us.
Camel herders have been traveling through this vast terrain with their animals for thousands of years. The climate is harsh, and surviving in this region has always meant battling with nature.
They were far away. Actually, the camp's just 7 or 8 kilometers from here.
Moulay Soubey and his uncle Iman Soubey are Bedouins. Their herd comprises 200 animals, and each year it's the same game. Pregnant females break off from the herd to give birth to their calves alone in the desert. The herders then have to find mother and calf and bring them back, a challenge that often takes days.
The females with calves are agitated. They want to flee. We'll have to tie their feet at night.
Okay,
Have you prepared the ropes?
we've hardly any left.
I bought a new rope. Did you see that?
Where did you put it?
It'll turn up.
Take the rope. Pull it taut.
Attach it here. This is Morocco. This is Layoun. And we're here. Layoun, Boujdour, and further south, Dakhla. The region where we are now is called Oued Labir. From here, we'll head to a well, where the camels will get their first water. Then we'll go further north, toward Tamraght, then to Layoun.
How many kilometers is that?
It's between 320 and 340 kilometers. We'll need 8 or 9 days for the route, which isn't easy for the calves. It's very hard. How fast we can go will depend on them.
The desert in the south of Morocco covers a surface area half the size of France. The ground consists of rock splinters and sand. Any plant here needs to be able to survive with little rain, like the shallow root networks, which can be up to 100 square kilometres large and effectively mine water. The modest plants this network sprouts are the cornerstone of the camel's diet on their journey through the desert. Especially the calves need sufficient food.
We managed around 42 kilometers today. We did well, but it's enough now. We're setting up our night camp here. Tomorrow we'll continue and try to go as far as possible. On Sunday we'll reach the first well, but that's still 86 kilometers away. I hope we can manage it in 2 days. We could even make it in 1 day, but not with the newborns.
أنا صغير ما زقح نقوم.
When I was a small boy, I often accompanied my father. Once we saw a flash of lightning in the distance. My father said, "Son, there will be rain there." That same evening, he asked me whether I thought we should head that way. I was still very young, but besides my father, I was the only herder there. The next morning, he gave me a canister with milk and said, "Do you see those acacia trees in the distance? That's the direction you need to bring the camels. We'll meet there." Thanks for the milk. Perfect timing. When my father had joined us, we had to travel with the herd another 7 days. The next watering point was far, and we weren't sure whether it would be dried up. Eventually, we reached the place where the lightning had struck, and everything was green. We stayed there for 3 months. I learned so much on that journey. That was a long time ago. I was still a child. And today, I like living here. This fire that we're sitting around is more precious than all the riches of the world.
It's early in the morning and still cold. The herders wear thick clothes to keep warm, but also to protect them from the sun later. With everything securely packed, they're ready to move on. 12 hours under the scorching sun await the nomads and their herd of camels and goats. For over 800 years, this tribe has been marking its animals with branding irons. It reads MK in Arabic letters, which stands for Mecca. The mark indicates how important the animals are to the herders.
هي اللي تكلم عليها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سوقلوه.
Our Prophet also spoke about camels.
شنو هي الإبل؟ قال لهم الإبل
Not for nothing are they the pride of their owners.
الإبل وعز لأهلها وهي منها وإحنا
We grew up with them. They are our lives.
وهي حياتنا. علمونا باتنا.
Our parents taught us how to milk and shear camels, about camel pregnancies and birthing, about how to tame them, and how to nurse them back to health.
تعرف الناقة اللي يدبها هين والناقة اللي يدبها واعر والبل ما هي مساوية.
But every animal is different and has a particular position in the herd.
تقبض بالعهد.
They always stick together, and they can withstand the greatest thirst.
تصبر على ياس من المرات.
Camels are docile animals, but they are also wild. These reverberating calls are protests against being tied up. But without the ropes, the camels would walk on alone. They know the way to the summer camp and remember that there is food and water there.
اتبعوا ما تتلو الشياطين على ملك سليمان وما كفر سليمان ولكن الشياطين كفروا يعلمون الناس السحر وما أنزل على الملكين.
There's just 3 of us. Why are you pouring 4 glasses? Are you seeing double?
You're right. Move your bread from there. I need space for the pot. Put the bread here.
The tea's fantastic.
Too bad the mint is missing.
He's always complaining. He'd even demand pepper for his tea.
Hadrami is never satisfied. He always has to voice his opinion. Take care of your own things.
I do. This is Mgedfa. There's Biara. She's Hazma. And she's Baruch. Each one has a name. And they come when I call. Shay. See, she's listening.
The goats are also an integral part of the caravan. Their milk and meat sustain the herders.
Someone has to keep guard. The camels aren't allowed to mix with the goats. I'll park the car over there.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
There are only a few wells in this region, so their location largely determines the route. 3 days have gone by and the water reserves need replenishing. For 4 months, the camels got water only from sparse vegetation, which is able to grow here in the desert with so little rain. Camels can drink very quickly and are able to store up to 200 litres of water in their digestive and circulatory system. But there isn't enough time for that now. Other herds are already waiting. Imam and his assistant Sidi Muhammad Uled Talib keep having to chase away other camels and retrieve their own.
We're tired.
Very much so.
It's the 4th day and so far they've made good progress. They've travelled 160 kilometres. Lunchtime is overdue.
My girl is called Saida. She really took it out of me today. My whole body is sore. I feel like I can't get up. She's been running left and right. I can't get her to calm down. It will take me another week to break her in. With some camels, you only need 3 to 5 days. But normally it takes a long time to tame them. And with some, you'll never manage. They'll keep dragging you under trees and throwing you off. I'm a Bedouin. I'm used to this life and this work. Living in a city isn't for me. In the Sahara, I know how to survive. And I like the lifestyle as a herder. Maybe I could manage in a city too. But I prefer being with the camels. Oh, how nice. That's a really old song.
That's Dimi Mintaba, one of her early songs. It used to be that we'd be sitting here with poets and singers. They'd sing about the landscapes and would almost compete. Dearest, how close you are, but the sky is collapsing over the hills. Just a small spot remains where our innocence plays on. Everything will be different now. Would you like your tea strong or weak?
I'll have it the same as you. Just don't make it like your cousin does. He's the only one who can drink that.
Yes, that's true. I'll make you a good tea. Here's another poem. My beloved stands on a hill. The wind tells me of her. Her finger wears my ring. My neck carries her amulet. It will guide me to her.
Do you have another?
A poem about your lady?
I actually did sing a poem about that beauty mark on her cheek.
For us, beauty marks are special.
In the face of my beloved, one beauty mark burns, stripping my heart of choice.
How nice.
The female camels had to be milked during the journey as well. Milk from all the herds going to summer camp is collected and taken to a supplier. The herders take turns milking. Today, it's Moulay's responsibility. In the past, camel milk was for families and guests, but today it's become an important source of income for the herders.
Hello. I had to drive a while to get here. Come on, let's hurry. You've got a nice spot here. I had to spend the winter in a barren area.
Moulay has to leave at 2 a.m. Camel milk is becoming popular as a healthy, lactose-free alternative to milk from cows held in a factory. It's also valued by the cosmetics industry. The supplier with whom Moulay has an appointment will bring the fresh milk to the town of Laon, 150 kilometers away, where it will be processed further.
It's only 6 a.m. We drove as fast as we could. Hand it here.
مشينا على اثنين والو باقي لي دقدقنا راه دوك الميكات اللي عندك
The bread is in the box.
الخبز راه في بطاقه قال له شحال ضربت كيلومتر اليوم 170 تقريبا شي طون قليل اللي خاص 900
We delivered around 1,000 litres, and we get 80 cents per litre.
كنبيعوها ب 8 درهم 8 درهم
There's a high demand.
مطلوب ما كاين
Everyone wants to buy camel milk. It's in great demand.
دابا هذوك كاش
We give the milk to a supplier who delivers to small shops and dairies in the city.
على محلات حنا فاتحين محلات
We have wanted to make this supply chain more professional for a long time,
احنا بغينا يكون بعدا
but we would need subsidies for that, which we don't get.
يعلم الله حنا بغيناش
That's just the way it is.
ولكن حنا كنبيعوا دابا عشوائي
We wrote to the director of agriculture in Laayoune. He said, yes, soon.
وقريبا نتسناو بحال العلف
It was the same with the feed aid.
العلف ما جانا
That didn't arrive in time either. Not until the summer was over.
وما يجيك حتى شهر 9 اش بغيتو العلف
We ordered it in May, but if the money doesn't arrive until September, it's of no use.
ومنتج الحليب
We have formed an association to get funding, but so far there are only the membership fees on the account.
ما عمر جاهم شي دعم
With the jeep running low on petrol, they head for a desert gas station.
Be careful and pour slowly.
I can't stand the smell.
Then stand back.
انت ايش يستمع عندك قيط
Do you have anything on sale?
قيط راه ندي منها وحده
I'd like some cookies, maybe these ones.
6 8 10 12 13 شتهم
جاك لا واحد
If you have a crooked stick like this and want it to be straight, dig a hole and make a fire. Wait until it's really hot, then move the embers aside and cover the stick with the hot sand.
Just the crooked part.
Yes, just that bit. Once you notice the wood has gotten softer, take it out and straighten it. It's that easy. If you like it like this, that's fine too. It looks like a storm's coming.
After 3 hours, the storm subsides. Every day the herders are confronted with nature's power, and the Sahara is changing. Many plants and animals have disappeared in recent decades.
This landscape used to have a lot to offer. Different plants, including acacia, and plenty of animals like gazelles, antelopes, ostriches, rabbits and hyenas. Today that's all gone. You also don't see wolves, foxes and many types of birds anymore. They've all disappeared. Back in the day, there were even wildcats here. It was dangerous to walk around alone. Before, we could easily hunt as we travelled, and we always had enough to eat. That's what nomadic life used to look like.
Moulay and Imam are worried about the upcoming stretch. The herd has to pass through an area completely devoid of water and food, and where the earth is dry as dust. Under the scorching sun, the young animals would stop walking and die miserably in the heat, as would the goats. The only way Imam and Moulay can see them making it across this deadly zone with the animals is to cross at night.
See that star? Walk toward it.
Just keep going straight. You can only cross this area at night. Almost nothing grows here.
It's extremely dry and hot. The animals can only make it if we go at night.
Exactly. You walked east, but it was just straight. It's better if we drive ahead with the car, and you use the lights for direction.
They just need to follow our lights.
Sidi Mohammed, have you understood?
Here, Hadrami, hold this.
Imam has had to take extra care of the goats during the night. They fell far behind the camels, and it was too much for the smallest one. In the early morning, the camels pick up their pace, as do the goats. It seems that they can tell water is close by.
The well has much too little water. We have to wait until it rises. That's going to take at least 2 to 3 hours. I'm sure other herds will come. This won't be enough for everyone. Majid, go to the animals and make sure the herds don't mix.
There's agitation over the lack of water. The thirsty animals are getting impatient. Once again, Sidi Mohammed has his hands full as he tries to keep the herd close together at the watering hole. He can't lose a single camel. Imam is also busy. He locates hoses and brings water to the goats. They have to hurry while the water in the well lasts. Only after will they be able to rest at last.
I'm from Mauritania and have been here for 4 months. I actually don't know exactly. My parents live there. They're doing well.
Do you miss them?
Of course I miss them. It'll be another year before I'll be able to see them again, Allah willing.
We all follow the work. You're also here to make money. Sometimes we stay in Mauritania. Sometimes we go to other countries.
What's your biggest wish, Sidi Mohammed?
I want to be independent. I don't want to have to rely on my parents. I want to build my future for myself.
It was a tough stretch, but we made it. I told the men to follow the stars, but they went a little off course. Luckily, we found each other again.
What about when it's cloudy?
Then we switch on the warning lights in the Jeep and they can follow us.
But how do you find the way?
We use the plants that grow here as orientation. We don't get lost.
Every desert stretch has its own plants. They exist only there and nowhere else. So we always know where we are. The stars and the plants guide us both day and night. We just have to touch the earth and we know where we are. Yebba, what's going on?
I have terrible back pain. I don't feel well.
That's from walking so far and being tired. Show me, where does it hurt?
Back here.
Have you already done something?
I applied a salve.
I'll massage the area with olive oil. It's pretty swollen. Now you have to stay still and keep warm. It's because of the exertion and the cold last night. So strenuous. You'll feel better after the massage, but you should take it easy. I'm going to check on the herd. I'll be right back. Sweat a little.
The 9th day. The journey has taken longer than planned, but the delicate vegetation indicates that they are almost there. Around 2 days more, and they will have made it to the summer camp.
الو مريم ايش حالك؟ لاباس الحمد لله بخير يسعى عنك بخير معنا ان شاء الله ورانا بينا كيف ندخلنا الريسو عايدين كيف ندخلنا الريسو ولا اليوم ورانا ان شاء الله بزاتنا الا 150 كيلومتر الى الله ونشوفكم لا يجي رانا ان شاء الله الوقت اللي حقنا بالله يجوكم ايوه يلقيكم الخير يلا رانا بي يلا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يلا الحمد لله
ولادات ما كيفك حد.
It suits you.
ايوه هو قلت لي ايش كان.
What are your plans for after?
I'm going to visit my sister who's sick.
Oh yeah, you told me about her.
Now you have a nice hairstyle. Wait, let me cut this too.
No, leave it, it's good.
No one looks as good as you. So great.
They've been on the road for 11 days now and have covered almost 400 kilometres. Moulay and Imam are tired, but they're happy to finally be at the oasis. Once again, they've managed to bring their camels to the summer camp without any losses. Here, in the valley of their childhood, the nomads feel at home. The herd will stay here for 5 months, and Imam and Moulay can spend time with their families in Laon again. When the lightning in the distance announces the first rains, it will be time for them to leave again with their herd and return to where they spend the winters, just like their fathers and forefathers did.
الله مرحبا بكم انتم وسهلا حق غير يعني تمانك حاسس وشاك ما يتكدر يا الاحوال زينه ايش طاري الله يليق بعد الحياه اللي تطربني شو ما سي مولاي ياك لباس ياك خالف من وانتم تصوير جاكم ومساكم مسويتوه مره مزجتوا ولا طرحوا انت وش وسيتوا ياك لباس يا اخي انت صور ما مشيتم يعدل الصور فيديوهاتهم وشيهم ولي الناس تلقى مشغل يدورهم.
السلام عليكم ايش حال صباحك وياك لباس عليك ياكم عافيه ياك الخير عليك.
I used to play here when I was a little boy. There was a well right under this tree. I loved my father very much, and even as a little boy, I wished to own camels one day. And that's what actually came to pass. Thanks be to Allah.
Could you live without them?
I could never separate from them. They are my one and all. Camels are my passion. All my love belongs to them. I don't need anything else.
Allah be with you. May He protect you in your eternal rest. Look, my love, my faithful one, we are here. Imam and your son Moulay stand before you. We have returned from the winter camp healthy and successful. This is Tafudat. Here, right where we're standing, this was once our valley, just here below us. This is where I was born. My father grew up here, also my grandfather and my mother. Our valley went as far as the eye could see. This is where our animals grazed. See that sand dune? There was a well there. We called it Mrosi.
That's where you watered your animals?
Yes, we had a well with delicious, clear water. That's the place where our fathers loaded the caravans. At that time, there was no sand here. But then the dunes came closer and closer and covered everything. Even our tradition as herders, will disappear. There are fewer and fewer people who love this life. I think it will only last another 10 or 20 years.